Over the last couple of decades, the 2WD Traxxas Rustler has become one of the most iconic bash vehicles in history. The 2WD Rustler was a huge seller when released, and today it remains a top seller. For 2021, Traxxas upped their ante with an all-new Rustler 4x4. Not only does the latest Rustler sport an aggressive four-wheel drive system, but it also has a burly VXL brushless power system to go along with an entirely new chassis design. How well does the Rustler 4x4 hold up? How fun is it to bash with it? Is the ultimate 1/10 scale basher? Read on to find out. Key competition. Some of the competitors to the Rustler 4x4 are the Tekno ET410, the ECX Circuit 4WD, the rumbling Tiger Sparrowhawk XXT, and so on. What's needed to get started? You do not need a lot to get the Rustler 4x4 up as well as going. Simply some doubler batteries for the transmitter, a 2 or 3S LiPo pack for the truck, as well as a battery charger, and you are all set for the road. Development quality. Straight out of the box, we cannot discover a mistake with the constructive high quality of the truck. The bolts were limited, however not removed, the shocks were well loaded, the pinion, spur mesh was spot on, and as far as the overall quality of the Rustler was very impressive. Test drivers, yours truly. Test locations. We checked the Rustler 4x4 at a variety of neighborhood parks, our neighborhood 8th range off-road track, plus the demonstration area at the 2020 edition of the Rocky Mountain Leisure Activity Expo. Setup notes. Bone stock bro. No, we didn't alter any kind of setups, we tested the beast bone stock. Power was provided by Traxxas 2 as well as 3S LiPo packs, while a Traxxas ID Live took care of all the charging duties. Setup. Not bad. The team at Traxxas set the Rustler loose on the world with respectable spring, piston, oil setups, together with well-though weight distribution, so the vehicle turns well. There are times on looser surface areas when the front will press entering into an edge, yet a lot of the time it goes where you direct it to go. Turn-in at edge access was well grown, as well as it had a tendency to remain that way through the apex. At corner exit, relying on just how much power you let loose, the vehicle can either stick quite well, or aim the front tires at the skies. In the latter instance, when you punch it difficult out of corners, there isn't any type of guiding. Due to the fact that the front tires are in the air, but with a little technique you can call in simply just how much gas you can provide the truck before those front wheels aim skyward. Jumping. While sprung as well as damped a bit on the light side for significant dives, commonly the Rustler 4x4 would land well from normal quantities of airtime, from less than a few feet. The vehicle's four-wheel drive system did a fantastic job of dealing with pitch while up in the air. It took just a stab of brake to bring the nose down, or a blip of gas to bring the nose up whenever required. Ruts on jump encounters would in some cases kick the truck at weird angles, but on smooth faces the vehicle was simple to introduce good and also level. Bumps and whoops. Oh yeah, the Rustler just loves to gobble up rough areas of dust, crushed rock, and so on. While the damping is simply a bit on the soft side for 50 miles per hour plus. Whoop-de-de passes, the general geometry of the vehicle seemed to love going into the unsightly things wide open. On-road. While not designed for sidewalk use, the Rustler 4x4 is tons of fun to drive on-road. On occasion it will certainly traction roll when capturing a side, however primarily it was wide open, and also great times for the Rustler on-road. Its shocks quickly manage any kind of roadway joints or potholes, and its brushless power system constantly had sufficient rip at hand to keep things interesting. Speed runs were lots of fun, as were long wheelies. Grass. We witnessed that our Rustler 4x4 VXL did a wonderful job in grass. The stock tires do a solid job, yet what truly makes it a beast is its four-wheel drive system as well as brushless power system. When you combine all the variables, the Rustler 4x4 is a straight-up beast, for a 1/10 scale, in turf. Shorter yard is merely ignored, while taller turf often tends to get chewed out and also spit out the back at high speed. Tires. As an all-around tire, the supply talons work perfectly. They last a long period of time and supply their ideal hold in fertile dirt, grass, as well as in light mud. While not particularly scale-looking, they look aggressive as well as do specifically what they are expected to. Power. If you are a first-time driver, the Rustler is going to feel quite fast, which gets on simply 2S. A Peer 3, and it really feels about twice as quick. For experienced hobbyists the power is practically perfect. The reduced end hit is solid enough to get off the line hard, the mid-range absolutely squeals by, then it just seems to keep drawing permanently up leading. Yes, there is severe power on tap, sufficient to do severe feats, catch ridiculous quantities of airtime, or to throw substantial amounts of roost. Radio. Pretty standard things right here. The Rustler ships with a Traxxas TQI which worked penalty for us during our test period. Some people really dig the supply functional designs, however most of examination staff rated the radio as typical for feel. We had no issues with glitching or array. Broken parts. We kinda seem like the Rustler 4x4 VXL is a tale of two cities. The shocks had concerns ranging from stood-out caps to drawn rod ends. So while the supply shocks function great throughout normal, backyard use, they have a tendency to stand out early when going large. After we fixed the shocks, we after that took the torment up a couple of levels. When touchdown actually hard, the front of the body does pop out once in a while. But the remainder of the vehicle is basically a beast. We found it really difficult to damage, and also had to send its stupid design to ultimately swindle an entire front arm. So while the shocks may not be up for severe duty, the rest of the truck appears to be highly qualified. MISC notes. We are big followers of the method the body connects on the Rustler. Similar to the X-Max, the Rustler 4x4 comes with a solitary body lock at the back to keep the body hung on limited. It is easy to use as well as there are absolutely no body clips to lose on the Rustler 4x4. We also like the new battery tray, battery strap setup. It is likewise like more recent Traxxas styles and also worked without issue for us. Currently, we nearly constantly favor Velcro straps for bashing as they allow us to accumulate virtually any kind of pack immediately, however the Traxxas battery tray and band worked well enough for us. The stock servo isn't poor. It had suitable speed as well as enough torque to transform the tires full crank while resting on carpeting, much better than the typical servo you will in a RTR. We used the Rustler 4x4's self-righting function, and also while it didn't appear to work as well as on several of the other vehicles from Traxxas, it did conserve us countless long walks of shame. The Traxxas Rustler XL5 is a two-wheel drive version remote-controlled car that is built to last and get to speeds of as much as 35 miles per hour. It's a two-wheel drive car and also comes from firm, Traxxas, that have been producing remote-controlled trucks for over 25 years. Powered by a 7-cell NiMH battery, this cars and truck can reach broadband as well as isn't truly suitable for young kids. We've assessed lots of remote-controlled autos. To see which ones prevailed, head to the very best remote-regulated vehicles. Traxxas Rustler XL5 remote-controlled automobile, functions four-wheel drive remote-controlled cars and trucks tend to far better at dealing with irregular terrain, nevertheless. The Traxxas Rustler XL5 is a two-wheel drive vehicle that can still carry out well due to its great design. It has complete suspension, which aids to keep control over unequal or rough terrain and also makes cornering simple. If you take place to stray a little also far off the beaten path, its stopping and turning around capacities help you maintain it from obtaining stuck. This is a RTR, ready to run. This term describes radio-regulated vehicles that require no initial assembly to drive. You can simply draw the Rustler out of its packaging as well as, assuming the batteries are charged, begin driving quickly. This makes it great for newbies that aren't yet accustomed to the assembly and upkeep needed by various other versions. Traxxas Rustler XL5 remote-controlled cars and trucks. Design. The Rustler is durable enough to aid beginners get a grasp on driving strategies. This doesn't imply it's invulnerable, although it definitely tries. The car's elements are made from hard plastics as well as metals that can withstand the unpreventable bumps and also crashes. Each of the crucial interior parts is secured as well as waterproof. Waterproof components prolong your alternatives for when and also where you can drive the Rustler, but they additionally keep sand and also grit out of vital parts. The Rustler's tires are quite excellent. With big lugs on the back tires and ribbed front tires, it's easy to see they are created superior off-road grip. Actually, they are developed for nitro vehicles with the ability of rates upwards of 65 miles per hour, so these tires are sufficient for this truck. The excellent quality of these tires likewise means you can get a great deal of use out of them before they require replacing. Substitute tires, like the rest of the parts on the Rustler, should not be tough to locate. The remote consisted of with the Traxxas includes a pistol-like hold as well as trigger with a steering wheel installed on the side. Pulling the trigger causes the Rustler to springtime forward while pressing the trigger forward starts stopping as well as reversing. Although some designs need 8 batteries, this one only calls for 4 AA batteries. This can make driving rather more comfortable as a result of the decrease in weight. He controls are precise yet basic, sufficient that you'll get the hang of them swiftly, a quality that's extremely vital as you develop your skills as an RC chauffeur.
Traxxas likewise supplies an optional telemetry function with every one of its automobiles. With this system, you can check out information like rate, battery voltage, RPM and temperature level on any iPod, Apple iPhone or iPad.
This feature will increase the cost of your investment, however, as it needs the enhancement of sensing units. Still, it is a wonderful function to have readily available.
Traxxas Rustler XL5 remote regulated automobile, guaranteed. Due to the risky nature of the hobby, push-button control cars and trucks typically do not have expanded service warranty durations.
Traxxas offers a typical 30-day service warranty with the Rustler. Traxxas also offers exceptional support to its clients. Substitute components for the Rustler are easy to discover, as well as the Traxxas site has an absolutely remarkable amount of support info. You can discover extensive troubleshooting and fixing directions as well as components lists, downloadable individual manuals and also consumer online forums. Should you purchase the Traxxas Rustler XL5 remote-controlled automobile? The Traxxas Rustler XL5 is an excellent automobile that maintains things basic for you as you explore the possibilities of RC racing. An instinctive push-button control makes discovering easy without compromising accuracy. The automobile's resilient, waterproof construction makes sure that busted parts won't slow your progress.
If something ought to damage, commonly readily available substitute components make it easy to fix and also customize your Rustler as your abilities as well as expertise increase.
So overall this car gets an A, and I really enjoyed playing with this thing. It kinda brings you back to about 12 or 13 again playing with fast cars.
So if the Rustler is something you might be interested in, then click the link below this video and see for yourself how much fun these things are.
Plus they are fun for all ages, the family all had a blast as well, so great way to spend an afternoon.